sports coverage of the National Football League welcomes you to South America and one of the world's most populous cities, vibrant Sao Paulo in the southeast region of Brazil. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. On the Chiefs sideline, Andy Reid, the winningest active coach. Only Shula, Hallis, and Belichick have more career victories. Across from him, Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you. Harrison Butker set to get us started. And off we go with week one from Brazil. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So here come the Chargers, and it's year 6 and year 2 for Justin Herbert, Greg. It's year 2 with Jim Harbaugh, but the 6th season for the 6th overall pick in the 2020 draft.
Mike, isn't there just something?
Oh, right at the outset, he lost the football. And did the Chiefs get it? They did.
And that's just got to be a really deflating way to start this game, Mike. I mean, you work on this opening script all week long with the expectation that you're going to start fast, and then you come out early, careless with the ball. They knock it loose and create the early takeaway.
So here come the Chiefs, and that means the 3-time Super Bowl MVP, twice the league MVP. Almost hard to believe, Greg, it's season 9 for Patrick Mahomes.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
Quickly, a look at the key inactives in this one. Look, some big losses to begin this regular season. 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He'll run again. And a nice run. He'll be close to the first down, protecting himself, sliding at the end. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll try and run it here with Pacheco. But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Looked to me like the quarterback had the option to pull that and make it a throw, but he decides to give it. Probably wishes looking back that he would have pulled it because there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Now Mahomes. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. The Chargers offense and Omarion Hampton getting set for their next possession. Greg, everyone looks forward to this week 1 opener, but to have it so far away from home in Brazil, what kind of impact is that on the players as they get ready for the season?
I think on one hand, the NFL is such a routine, right? The guys all have their habits, they have their routines, they have kind of their weekly schedule leading up to game day. But I think because this is week 1, Mike, and you can back into some of the travel, you can alter some of your training camp practices and whatnot leading up to the week 1 opener. I actually think it's kind of cool. I love that the game's going global. I love that they're moving these games to different cities around the world. As we continue to see the interest in the NFL grow, I think we're going to continue to see games played outside of the United States. The players love it. The fans love it. I just think it's great for the entire brand of the NFL.
Open man downfield is Conklin. Ocean man is Johnston. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We'll have more from South America and beautiful Sao Paulo after this. It's the Chargers with the football to begin this second quarter. 1st and 10 as we are ready to get back underway. Throwing again, Herbert. A throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by Jamari Connor.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
Greg, you step back, such an appreciation for this continued, consistent excellence. 3 straight Super Bowls, 15-2 in the first-round bye last year. Of course, the loss to Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. But maybe the sustained excellence is what we need to appreciate about what Kansas City's in the middle of right now.
Absolutely. And it's so true, Mike. I mean, we get wrapped up in the Super Bowl wins, the losses, the ups and downs. And in a league that's really trying to prevent this very thing from happening, right? They want parity. They want new teams in the midst. They're almost doing this in spite of the way the league is organized. And I think that's the part you have to sit back and just appreciate. And it's their ability to continue to change their identity. They go from a pass-heavy offense with Mahomes. Then they become defensive-led with this young defense and Steve Spagnuolo. So it's their ability to continue to adapt and to change to whatever their circumstances are. They are such a tough out. And until told otherwise, Mike, you have to consider the AFC runs through Kansas City.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd.
Mahomes quickly out to Rice. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back in Sao Paulo after this. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Mahomes now to throw again. That one batted away in the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage where you need it most. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
To the air once more. It's Mahomes. Now, and he's in! Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, Kansas City. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, this is Jalen Reagor. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Greg, this was one of the good turnarounds last year. Chargers 6 games better than a year before as Jim Harbaugh came in and started maybe a new era in Chargers football.
You know, doesn't it just seem like when there's these coaching changes, you kind of take a look at the roster, you take a look at the circumstances of the year prior that led to the previous coach being let go, and you say, how many wins are built in? You look at the quarterback, you look at the roster, and you say, if a big-time coach came in and just got them a little more organized, what are the built-in wins? And I'll tell you, the Chargers, that's exactly what we saw last year. Jim Harbaugh, he has a reputation of winning everywhere he goes at all levels of football, and it doesn't hurt that he's got his franchise quarterback behind center. So It's a great situation, great coach, great quarterback. Now just continue to build a roster that not only can make the playoffs, but now you got to go and contend for a Super Bowl. That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And he's out of bounds after a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7.
Down at the 10-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Catch made there by Allen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Brings up third and 3.
From the gun, it's Herbert. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot, and now it is fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Herbert. Taking, and he will get into the end zone. Justin Herbert, touchdown Chargers.
You just had a feeling that this might be coming, right? It's kind of been brewing all game. Like you see it so often on fourth down. The most difficult play to defend deep in the red zone is quarterback scramble. The defense lets the quarterback get outside the pocket. It puts so much pressure on your paced defenders in the secondary, and they can't latch on, and he takes it on himself.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half, and the kickoff's coming their way. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Holmes fakes the give and keeps it himself. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Brings up second and 8 at the 28-yard line.
So the two teams head for their respective locker rooms. We head to Orlando. Scott Hansen has our halftime report. Scott.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight, competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Here comes a return from the 3. Woo! The Chiefs offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title, but you have to remember 2 other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy when you mentioned 9 in a row. You think, okay, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think LA and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City, maybe than there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City. But last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, come down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
Now, Greg, I'm thinking if I'm a fan or even in the front office for the Chargers or the Broncos or the Raiders, do I build my team to try to knock off the king of the hill? Because you only play Kansas City 2 of those 17 games. So how do you factor that into your construction?
Yeah, I think it's such a great point. It's really fascinating to dive into. And while I wouldn't necessarily build my roster to just beat Kansas City or to just beat whoever you view as the top team in the division, you do want to find some commonalities among your 3 division opponents and make sure you are built to play within your division. That's 6 of the 17 now. Winning the division, you get you home playoff games. There's a lot on the line when you win your division and compete for that title. So, yes, every team has to build their roster. If you have a bunch of really good quarterbacks, you better be able to rush the passer and play pass coverage. If you're playing a lot of ground and pound, big running backs, you better be really good on the inside in defense and be able to defend the run. So there's themes across every division, and the teams that are built to compete within the division are usually the teams that find themselves in the playoffs.
And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. That's taken in by Kareem Hunt. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
At the Chargers' 34-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, here's Patrick. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more of the NFL International Series after this. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Worthy. From the 21, here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And before the snap, we have a whistle. And this could very well be a false start. So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Throw it to Rice. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Right back to the air for Mahomes. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. We're all even, 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Conklin goes in motion. Now a play fake. Herbert. That is into the hands of Allen downfield. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10. Pistol here for Herbert. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down. Conklin goes in motion. They'll drop to throw. He'll swing this out to Hampton.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Over the middle, that's the tight end, Conklin. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 19 yards. It's good for a Charger first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker can be a hero.
Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. They'll stick to the ground. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard. Now KC going to use the second of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. Shotgun now for Herbert. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. The Chiefs will use their third and final timeout here as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So here is Cameron Dicker. Dicker, the kicker, in a big spot. This to grab a late lead. This kick is good. They move out front and take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So here he comes, one of the best ever in these spots. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs down 10-7. 65 seconds remain. This is only week one of the season, folks, as they come up with first and 10. That's over the middle, complete to Brown. Still going. Hollywood Brown. And he's going to go all the way. How about some late magic? They've taken the lead here in the final minute of play. And Butker on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Chiefs are on top. It's 14-10. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This will be returnable for Rager. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Chargers offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out first down and 10. Quick throw, caught by Johnston on the RPO. Here is second and 7. Here's Herbert. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
It's a gain of 11. And the Chargers first down.
They'll keep it on the ground. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up now for second down. On play action now. Herbert. Right side and hauled in by McConkey. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Motion man is Johnston. Herbert now on first down. The Chargers going to use their third and final timeout, and they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now Herbert. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. The game hanging in the balance and a critical third down. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it. trailing late. They've got to go here. It's 4th down. Herbert to the air again. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. And they get a small measure of revenge here, defeating the Eagles, this time in this Super Bowl rematch. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. A game to remember for the folks here in Brazil, as we say so long from Sao Paulo.